Pakistan's challenge from the BLA and TTP is not only operational, it is also psychological and social. Both organizations seek to project an image of resilience, competence, and inevitability, that they can strike despite state pressure, survive leadership losses, retain organizational coherence, and remain relevant. Countering them, therefore, requires more than disrupting their operational capacity. It requires weakening the organizational charisma through which limited capability can sometimes produce disproportionate public impact. Max Weber's concept of charisma provides a useful starting point. For Weber, charisma is not simply an exceptional quality possessed by a leader. It becomes authority when followers recognize that quality and believe in it. The same logic can be extended to organizations. A militant group acquires organizational charisma when its audience begins to regard it as unusually capable, disciplined, resilient, or powerful. Its hierarchy, operational record, ideological consistency, ability to survive pressure, and perceived capacity to protect its members can all contribute to this image. A simple model can explain the process. Think of organizational charisma as the interaction of performance, public recognition, and cohesion, adjusted by expectations. Performance is what the organization demonstrably achieves. Recognition is how audiences interpret those achievements. Cohesion is whether the organization appears disciplined, durable, and capable of maintaining command. Expectations provide the benchmark against which each new event is judged. The crucial principle is that perceived performance should not be allowed to exceed actual performance merely because expectations were badly managed. This is particularly important in countering the BLA and TTP. Suppose the state repeatedly tells the public that a militant organization has been eliminated, reduced to a handful of fighters, or rendered incapable of conducting significant attacks. It has now created an expectation of almost zero capability. If that organization subsequently conducts even one major attack, the psychological effect becomes much larger than the operational event itself. The militants appear to have defeated not merely a security measure, but the state's entire narrative. Their charisma increases because their performance has dramatically exceeded the expectation created by the state. Expectation management should therefore become an integral part of counterterrorism communication. The state should neither exaggerate militant strength nor prematurely announce its disappearance. It should communicate that these organizations retain the capacity for episodic violence even while their networks are being degraded. Success should be measured through sustained indicators: reduced operational frequency, disrupted networks, declining territorial access, leadership fragmentation, and diminished ability to regenerate, rather than claims that one operation or one leadership loss has ended the threat. The feedback loop is equally important. Every militant action produces public reaction. That reaction affects the organization's prestige, recruitment environment, morale, and future messaging. The state's response then influences how the next incident is interpreted. Poor communication can therefore amplify an adversary's operational success, while credible communication can contain its psychological value. The strategic objective should be to progressively separate militant performance from militant prestige. BLA and TTP attacks should neither be minimized nor sensationalized. Their failures, internal contradictions, and limits should be communicated credibly, while state promises remain measurable and realistic. When expectations are properly calibrated, an isolated militant success remains an isolated incident rather than evidence of organizational ascendancy. Over time, if actual performance declines while public expectations remain realistic, the perception of exceptional capability begins to disappear. And once that perception disappears, organizational charisma starts losing the social relationship that sustains it.